and welcome to KnightHunter Books. We may not have read many books recently, but we have bought a few because January sales. And also been on a bit of a bookish field trip. More on that later. So the first book is The Dark Forest by Cixin Liu, which I am currently reading because I really liked the first one. This is the second in the series, translated Chinese sci-fi, and it would be all spoilers to tell you what it's about.
This is The Eternity Artifact by L.E. Modesitt Jr., which I know next to nothing about, but it was £3 and I've read quite a lot of his science fiction. Humanity is spread throughout the galaxy and they've never found any evidence of alien intelligence, and then they find a planet without a star rocketing along the edge of the galaxy at an unnatural speed, covered in a preserved city.
The next book I picked up was Night Film by Marisha Pessl, which was also on sale. Now this one I heard quite a lot of buzz on BookTube a couple of years ago and isn't my usual cup of tea. It follows an investigative journalist as he investigates a dead woman. But what really drew me in is that throughout the text then it's got examples of his research. And I quite like books that are kind of...
mixed media.
Yeah, where the story is told in kind of lots of different ways. It is very long though, so we'll see how soon I get round to it.
Next one is Paper Girls 1 by Brian K. Vaughan, Cliff Chang, Matt Wilson and Jared K. Fletcher, which I'm not at all reading off the back of the graphic novel. And this is about a posse of paper girls who...
I like the word posse.
Who in the closing years of the 1980s make the biggest discovery of all time. I think it's set over just a few hours in that morning, so it should be interesting. Next one is The Stars Allegiant by Cameron Hurley. Also,
Lesbians in space!
Its alternate title. And this features a character who has woken up and been told that she carries the hope of her people. They are all adrift in space in world ships, and she represents their last hope to take one of those world ships and break away from the fleet before it dissolves completely.
Now one reason we haven't had much time recently is that we're getting married in July. Turns out there's quite a lot to do to organise a wedding. Now don't get me wrong, I'd probably rather be reading books, but there's a deadline on this one. However, one plus side is that we got to go up to where we're getting married, which is in Northumberland, which is not at all local to us, and that kind of gives us an excuse to be a bit touristy when we go up there for instance, cake tasting and other fun activities. So one place we went to was a second-hand bookshop, which is huge. It's a converted train station, and I'll put a kind of little video here of what it's like inside, because it is really very impressive. It was just nice just to have a wander around. I did buy a couple of books, which I'll show you, but the science fiction and fantasy section wasn't the biggest. So the first book I picked up there was When the Emperor Was Divine by Julie Otsuka, who is a Japanese-American author. And this book I picked it up because A, it's really short, and I run out of short books on my bookshelves because I buy too many long ones and read all the short ones. And also because this seemed to be about something which I read a lot about recently. Well, I've seen a lot about recently, but I don't know enough about, which is the Japanese internment and incarceration during the Second World War in America. This follows just a family as their lives get turned upside down, and I'm hoping it'll give me a bit more of a glimpse of what it was like. The second book was one I picked up partly just because I think what I need at the moment is a few more quick reads, and this is one that has been likened to kind of Gone Girl and Before I Fall Asleep, and it's very much kind of put in the thriller category.
And the film's coming out soon.
And the film's coming out soon, so now or never really. So this is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, and honestly the back doesn't really tell you much, and I'm taking from that I probably shouldn't know that much going into it, but there is a girl who spends a lot of time on the train doing the same route and watches everyone around her, and then something changes.
Let us know if you think we should get to one of these books sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Or if there's any you think we should send back to Barter Books and try and get some money back.
So that's everything for the moment. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon. Hopefully.